welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with yet another makeup tutorial because I really wanted to use some new products which I recently bought, specifically these two eyeshadow palettes from Huda Beauty. These are her latest Obsessions eyeshadow palettes, so her mini versions of the large ones. So this one is the Coral one and this one is the Gemstones one. So I really wanted to try something a little bit different, a little bit funky, a little bit cut creasy, a little bit spotlighty, a whole load of mixture of things. And then I also wanted an excuse to be able to use my new Too Faced, they're from the Natural collection, one of their lipsticks. This one is in the shade Birthday Suit, which I've actually mixed with something else. And so I just wanted to play with a couple of new products and just be a little bit different. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye! Hello! So first I'm going to be priming my eyes using my P. Louise primer base, which is so intense, so thick and creamy that I have to use a brush before I blend it out with my finger. And then I'm going to be using the primer water from Primark to spray it all over my face. In case you didn't notice, I slyly did my eyebrows off camera just because you guys have seen it hundreds of times. Anyway, for the foundation I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. My shade is in Baklava. Even though I took out 3 squirts, I didn't actually use 3. I was just being extra for the sake of the video. So I'm just going to dot it all over my face very evenly, as it is a full coverage foundation and this is a full coverage look. And then I am blending it all in with a Real Techniques buffing brush. This is a really thick foundation, which is why it may take a little bit longer than as it normally does to blend out your foundation. Sometimes actually using a beauty blender is better for this kind of foundation. And then your face is complete, followed by the concealer. I'm using the No Filter concealers by Colourpop. They're 2 shades which have got different shade names now, so I will list whatever the new names are for you guys below. For some strange reason I'm doing some sort of triangle shape. What are you doing, Charlie? Oh, what? Anyway, one color is to conceal and the other one is to highlight the high points of my face as well, which I do every single time. This is like part of my routine, a part of my base. And then I am using a very damp looking beauty blender, slightly dirty looking as well because I'm just gross like that. You guys should be used to it by now. And I am blending it all out underneath my eyes, followed by on my chin, up underneath my nose, on top of my nose, and then on my forehead too. Now I'm using the Luxury Powder by Makeup Revolution in the shade Banana, and I am setting my under eye concealer using a Real Techniques brush and setting all the areas quite heavily to the point where it's just like making me feel slightly ill and sneezy. And then I am brushing it all off. I literally leave it on for about 10 seconds and this stops my concealer and moving around throughout the day. And then I'm using the same powder and I'm applying it all over my face using a Sigma Large Powder F30 brush. This is just to set the foundation so that it doesn't move, because it tends to. And now I am using the Huda Beauty Golden Sands palette and I am using the shade Seashells and using that to apply to my brow bone. It's a really shimmery golden highlight, which I love to use as a brow bone highlight quite often. Obviously, just because it's a highlighter product doesn't mean you just have to use it on your face. And next we're moving on to the Huda Beauty Corals Obsessions palette. First I'm using this matte yellowy shade and I am using a Morphe M330 brush to go backwards and forwards in the crease. As you can see, this is a fairly pigmented shade and I have gone in twice to build up that colour. Now I'm moving on to this kind of pale peach shade, which is also matte. And I'm using exactly the same brush to go into the crease just below the yellow and mixing it in with the yellow, because we're going to kind of go for that slightly ombre effect, going from dark to light. And then I'm using this deep orange shade, again with the same brush, going into the crease again backwards and forwards. As you can see, the intensity of the eyeshadows is now slowly starting to be built up. And then I'm using this reddish orange shade, which is also matte, and I'm also going to be applying that into the crease, but directly into the actual folds of my crease using this long tapered fluffy brush, which has no name. Sorry guys, I don't know where I got it from, just random and it's always there. Anyway, I'm going backwards and forwards in the crease. Then I'm using that same base again and I'm applying it all over the lid using a Sigma F70 concealer brush to kind of cut the crease and tidy up and clean up my eyelid completely, slightly pulling it so that I can get a more crisp and precise line. Then I'm using the Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions palette. I'm going with this kind of bronzy orangey sort of shade, and it is a shimmery shade. And then I'm using a MAC 239 shading brush just to go over that base onto the inner third of my eye. This is really intense and shimmery, so I'm doing it on the inside as well as the outside as well, just covering the actual area where I applied the P. Louise base. Next, I'm going to be using this really kind of tealish green sort of shade, and I am applying that to the center of the lid using a Zoeva 224 smoky shading brush. As you can see, I'm kind of moving my hand sideways and whatnot, just so that I can blend it out between the lines as well, so that it gives it a nice kind of spotlight eye, but it's nicely blended. So just go backwards and forwards with those two shades. And then to finish off the eye look, or mostly, I'm using the Midnight Cowboy Heavy Metal Glitter Liner by Urban Decay, and I'm going directly into the crease area where the P. Louise base ended and my eyeshadow begins. Then I'm using the Anastasia brow gel in the shade Chocolate just to tidy up my eyebrows, to get rid of any eyeshadow or any other product that may have been lurking around while I applied my eyeshadows. Then I'm using my NYC Liquid Liner, which you guys know is my favourite all-time liner. I actually got a restock from my mum when she was in Canada. Thank you, mum, love you lots. So I'm just doing my usual flicked out winged eyeliner, and I'm doing it on both eyes. I know I don't normally show me using my mirror up close, but I've kind of like, no, I have to use it. I just can't hold the mirror far away enough. I make mistakes otherwise. And then I am using this other shade from the Coral palette, which is like a terracotta orange shade, and I am going into the lower lash line using a MAC 212 brush, and I am brushing it backwards and forwards all over the lash line. Then I am using this other kind of orange soda sort of shade. I'm using a Sigma pencil brush to blend over that deeper shade, to smoke it out but to make it a lot more soft. Followed by my Rimmel Scandaleyes Kohl Kajal eyeliner. This is my favourite Kohl eyeliner because it's very matte. And then I'm using the shade Seashells yet again from the Huda Beauty Golden Sands palette to apply it to my tear duct to open up and brighten up the eyes. Followed by my Maybelline Total Temptation mascara, because we have to prep the eyes obviously, in preparation for the Huda Beauty Sasha eyelashes, which are my favourite Huda Beauty lashes. Obviously this is a very Huda Beauty look because I'm using her eyeshadow palettes, in case you haven't noticed. So then I just plop that in place and shift it around using my Tweezerman tweezers just to make sure that it's stuck and it won't move. Then I'm using my Push Up Angel mascara from Maybelline on my lower lashes, and then voila, my eyes are done. And now let's move on to the base. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Saddle, and I am using a Morphe M405 contour brush to contour my face, to slim it down. I've got like a roundish oval sort of face, so I am applying it to my cheekbone area as well as my forehead, which is actually quite a small forehead, but I just do it more for uniformity, and underneath the chin to narrow it down. Followed by the nose area, where I use a Makeup Addiction Cosmetics brush called the Queen, again to slim down my nose and to give it a little bit more dimension. And then I'm using the same powder that I used, the Makeup Revolution one, and a Primark liquid blending brush to tidy up the areas of the contour, to make everything look a lot more sharp. And then I am brushing it all off using my Real Techniques contour brush. Then the blush that I'm using is the Too Faced Love Blush in the shade Love Hangover, which is a gorgeous corally shade. I'm using my e.l.f. complexion brush. This is one of my favorite blush brushes as it covers very large areas very easily, and it's a very soft brush. And then again I'm using the shade Seashells from the Golden Sands palette, and I am applying it to my cheekbones using the Morphe M310 large fan brush to brighten up this look. Gold goes really nicely with kind of oranges and those sort of shades. Applying it to the nose as well as the Cupid's bow. And then on my lips I'm using Huda Beauty's Icon Lip Contour, which is her lip pencil, and I have obviously got a little bit of lip balm on my lips, so it makes it very easy to apply, but it's generally quite a like a creamy lip liner anyway. And then I am using the Naturally Nudes lipstick in the shade Birthday Suit, and I am applying it all over my lips and blending it in with the lip liner. This is from Too Faced, by the way, this lipstick, absolutely love it. And I am just using the same primer water again to set my face, and voila, we are done. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Earrings are from Zara, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!